I'm going to show you why to choose bleed over damage. Okay, you're looking right here. I'm fighting Kerberos, just kind of messing around. That's my regular missile, what it's doing. Okay, it's not doing a lot, and that's just what my DPS would be. Right there, just hitting them with missile. Okay, what I'm going to do now is switch it up and put a single bleed. Here are my chaos bands that have bleed. I have that one has the insanity on it, so it'll be quicker. Okay, if you look at the tick of the bleed, it ticks between 6 and 10 times for base damage. So if you don't see how I only hit for like 350 million, but it's still ticked for 700. Now if you crit, it's still gonna tick for 750. So it's ticking for base damage, and every hit will do this. Okay, so this is with 100% bleed. So I'm getting 6 to 10 times the damage just from hitting them once. Okay, now I am gonna take this one that I put the other bleed on and put that one. Now I have 300% bleed. Now watch. Okay, see, I'm now ticking for 300%, 6 to 10 times of what I hit of base damage. You would have to have so much magical damage to do that amount in such a short time. This is why I have been choosing bleed over damage. Now, this is just what I do when I nail somebody with multi-missiles. So all those multi-missiles are hitting and ticking for that much bleed. Look at that. It's just coming up and up and up. Now it works the same way with Magic Orbit. It's going to do, remember, base damage. So even if I don't crit with it or anything, but look at all those numbers flying up just from the Magic Orbit. Okay, and again, it works with Storm the same way. So every hit you hit with Storm, you start bleeding for base damage. I would like to personally try to get bleed on every single one of my items and say completely screw all magic damage, because if it's going for base damage, if you build up your abilities are going to have a base damage, and it's not going to, resistances, magical damage, all that's not going to play into consideration with the bleeds. So you're looking at thousands and like thousands of percent damage just from a single hit that completely ignore all resistances and ignore magical damage and all that. So I'm looking at doing this build. This is the build that actually let me beat Crawl with 97 million DPS, and all I did was went in there with 300% bleed and just unloaded on them. And everybody said you have to be a purebred in order to do in-game content, which is not true. Again, I'm a mage warrior and I beat Crawl with 97 million DPS, simply because I've been looking into this bleed damage, and it is far better than maxing out any type of DPS, getting all these crazy magical items or whatever you want to do, and farming all this stuff. What you really need to farm is the chaos bands and that one-handed sword that has the bleed on it. I'm going to keep farming that for that one-handed sword and see if I can actually get some more bleeds on my item.